AM 560. The Answer.
What do you mean, Squirrel? You didn't know Chuck Schumer said that. Chuck Schumer said it. Nancy Pelosi said it. And in the 90s, to throw attention off of the trail of Mena, Arkansas, even Bill Clinton said it, 1995. And if you know anything about this speech, the teleprompter goes down. He does this speech from memory, that silver-tongued devil. Well, this comes from years of trying to explain where you were to your wife, who can kick your ass, and her thighs are 3 times the size of yours.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to
So
better
now you got to
identify
understand,
illegal
Squirrel,
aliens.
that's before the cartels were making billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. Now you buy Democrat politicians, and they're cheap. You got to buy the Republicans too, but not so many. They're a little more expensive. You want a budget, but you get the cheap ones in the areas you really want to control.
It is beyond clear that the Trump administration doesn't care about Chicago's safety. In fact, he doesn't care about the American people at all. The President of the United States is actively silencing voices and violating the First Amendment.
So what's funny about this moron saying that is that this weekend, you guys had a good weekend. What did you get, 16 shot? 4 dead? Anybody know a name? Absolutely not. And by the way, that's considered a good weekend. 16 shot in 2 days. That's why you get used to it. That low living. And now, the drug scum, they're free to move about your neighborhood, which used to be decent. Now, not so much. George in Naperville.
Sean, what happened to the good old days in New York? In Studio 54, people did cocaine, but they believed strongly in capitalism.
It's true.
The hustle.
It's true. And they had transvestites then. Everybody just thought they saw Cher.
He is brazenly committing acts of war against...
He had to look down. I love this about these moron $2 whore politicians. They can't go a sentence without reading.
the people of Chicago. With boots on the ground, efforts with a clear war on working people.
Turn page.
And he has demonstrated this through tariffs, extreme budget cuts, and, of course, tax breaks for the ultra-wealthy.
Keeping money is not a tax break unless, of course, you're a bust-out scum who wants to steal it, which means a Democrat. Hakeem Jeffries may be even worse. He's got this thing where he's got to use his jazz hands. I think he might have some sort of disability, aside from the fact he likes to baby oil up illegal aliens who are underage at a Diddy party.
The only reason the Senate can't do it is purely because of Democrats. And you had one of your colleagues in the Senate say this is the only leverage we have. People are going to get hurt. This is the only leverage we have to get what we want on health care. That's a bad look.
Yeah, this is not about leverage. That is before us right now.
But what changed from when the Democrats said we will not negotiate when the government is shut down on health care? Not now, reopen the government, then we'll negotiate. That happened in 2013. What happened, what changed since then to where we are now, where you can use a government shutdown to extract concessions from Republicans?
We are not using a government shutdown to extract any concessions. We want to reopen the...
Which is why November 1st, what they claim they want with the extension of the fraud called Obamacare, it expires anyway because of the Democrat law. Let it go. Shut the government down. The stock market loves it. And in the meantime, the scallywag scum politicians of the Democrats, they get to go around and tell all their fracking lies that they want.
But also, you know, it was also about paying the bills, man. And it was just like hustling. And so I was out there kind of raising myself, turning on the TV, started, you know, just getting obsessed, you know, sitting there with the, you know, the Wonder Bread and 5 stacks of, you know,
like the White Stack Five story.
His father is William Newsom III. William Newsom III was the money manager. He was like, what was that, Robert Duvall in The Godfather? He only had one client. His was John Paul Getty. $2 billion in the 70s, when $2 billion was the equivalent of $1 trillion today. His trust fund is undisclosed. He lives right now and owns real estate in the tune of about $30 million. But he's down with the struggle. It doesn't matter because he's a scumbag protecting other scumbags like his father was. This is multi-generation scum. And my favorite part is he pretends that foreign leaders laugh at Trump.
I've had the privilege of meeting a lot of foreign leaders. I've had a chance.
What's the general?
They're laughing behind his back. That did not happen. I'm making this clear.
That did not happen with the guy who soiled his fracking pants for 4 years. The whole world knew that stupid son of a bitch couldn't get out of a room without an exit sign and an Andy Frame. And they're laughing behind Trump's back? Not everybody. In fact, you know who's not laughing? The scum. They're nervous.
If you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead.
Who's laughing at him now? Not the drug-dealing scum. Not Maduro. He's doing a Biden in his pants.
So Aeroterror was for weekly flights, and despite the fact that they were advertised, supposedly advertised commercially, you really couldn't buy a ticket on these flights if you logged on the internet.
So they had an airline, 747, from Tehran to Caracas, and you can't buy a ticket on it. What's on the plane, scumbags?
With your credit card. These were flights that were designed to facilitate the transfer of cash, potentially of weapons and of drugs in both directions. Venezuela became a strategic partner of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Their hostility for the United States is really what brought them together. And within a few years, and especially during the presidency of Iran's leader, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad,
he's dead too, right? Is he dead yet?
2013.
That's all right, because I believe Trump. We're just going to kill them all. 312-642-5600.
Broadcasting from the petri dish of corruption known as the state of Illinois. In the upper Midwest, the nation, and around the world. This is the Sean Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.